Welcome to another episode of Shop Talk down here at Page 3's Game Zone. I'm Nathan Varney.
And I'm Aaron Sayers.
And today we're going to be taking a look at Red Hood and Arsenal #1.
Yeah.
From DC Comics. It'll be going on sale on Wednesday, June the 10th, 2015. Okay, make sure I said it right. I started to question myself. I was like, maybe it's Arsenal and Red Hood, but anyway.
It's Outlaws minus Starfire.
Right. The primary writing is Scott Lobdell, and art is Dennis Miori. Story takes place out in the desert.
Yep.
The name of the story is Desert First, Then Dinner. So, a cute, amusing name. I would say cute. It's an amusing name.
That's right. It's amusing mainly.
Arsenal finds himself
all alone.
What he appears to be spying on some type of strange deal that's going down out in the desert, and with what appears to be some government agents and some shady characters.
The senator. It was a senator and some thugs actually.
Right. Girl is out there to exchange a senator for another agent, I think it was.
No, they were exchanging money for an agent who apparently had some dirt on the.
That's right.
His. His. What did he say? I blanked out now.
Well,
his upper ranks.
It's the door. We should have said shut the door, but I don't know if we could do that. Tom Vassell and the Dice Tower may have that.
Oh, yeah.
That copyrighted. Anyway, Tom would not have cared, I don't think. But anyway, somebody opened the door. I was so compelled to say, shut the door! We got to shut the door on this show for the first time.
Shut the door.
Anyway, oh goodness. They go for this exchange. Yep. Arsenal is he's reminiscing about a little bit about things that have gone down, like to kind of put him where he is, and then just as this exchange is going down, the main thug here is basically, he's like, haha, there's been a change of plans,
I like that before that Arsenal calls the lady to try to warn her, and she has a photo of him in the caller ID, and he's like, this is Arsenal. He's like, I know, I want to talk to your boss, Red Hood.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the phone call.
Yeah.
So he's trying to warn her to say, this is about to go south. As revealed later in the issue, he had been monitoring what was going on amongst the baddies, and he was trying to warn her about it. She hangs up on him, of course. Things turn south, and he comes in with, of course, some crazy trick arrows,
blowing up cars.
Yeah, of course, an explosive one that emits basically a smoke cloud, basically that creates darkness, if you will.
And an EMP or something that shuts off their guns.
Yes, I mean, just all this crazy stuff. Then just when you think that Arsenal's had it, because the
big
thug shoots the senator and
grabs the wall.
He's like, crap. Well, so he tells him to drop his weapons. Arsenal drops his weapons, and then Big Baddie gets blown away by the senator. And of course, Arsenal's like, what the heck just happened here? I think he actually said, I did not see that coming.
Yes.
So, as it turns out, the senator was actually Red Hood with some type of stealth or cloaking device activated.
Some kind of disguise.
Yes. Like probably holographic imagery or something like that, because he turned it off. He's not a shapeshifter, so. But nonetheless, he reveals that it was actually him. He had the senator in the trunk, tied up in the trunk.
Tied up and taped, and
yep.
Said he'd wake up later.
Yep.
All right.
He'll be sore, but he'll be fine.
Yeah.
They take the money that the woman was going to pay to the thug
as payment.
They stroll away with that. And
they mentioned that Arsenal. The reason that Arsenal left was he was upset that Starfire, like her Corey, she had
Coriander. I can't remember her whole name, but yeah, Starfire.
Starfire had left, and he was upset and thought it was because of him, because they were dating, and he left and basically was whining and left on his own.
Right.
And I guess Red Hood had kept tabs on him.
Right.
As well.
So you kind of get a little bit of. They go through a little bit of here's. Not to skim over. As they were leaving, the woman says, if you guys ever decide to go to legit, here's. Give me a call. So, Red Hood's like, absolutely not. And Arsenal's like, absolutely maybe.
Maybe we should go legit.
So then, the last page is them seemingly what appears to be
going legit
on the last page.
Yep. And Red Hood says this is why we don't do this professionally.
Yes. So, a really fun book.
Yeah.
I had never read the Red Hood and the Outlaws. I'd never read a book with Arsenal in it.
Nor have I.
I had only read a little bit of Red Hood when he first appeared.
Mm-hmm.
So, Arsenal was very much I'm sure everybody that has ever read him before knew this previously, but this was a pleasant surprise to me. He's a very Deadpool-like character in personality.
Yep.
And that's awesome, because I love Deadpool. I love that, the smack-talking, silly, but when it's not over-the-top silly, because there's certainly some Deadpool books that have been over-the-top that I've just not cared for, but the normal Deadpool, and in this case, Arsenal is a really fun character. It's a really fun read.
And to my knowledge, Arsenal and Red Hood are basically, I know a little bit about I've read some Teen Titans, and it's Robin and Speedy from that series, which is a younger version of Arsenal and Red Hood.
Right.
They're rivals, but good friends at the same time.
Yes.
So that's, to my knowledge, is what this is about.
I know a little backstory about the characters. It's just, I'd never actually sat down and read a book with Arsenal in it, and I like that. I guess it was kind of like mixing Hawkeye. From a Marvel. I read other books, but I read a lot of Marvel.
Yeah.
It was like a mix of Hawkeye and Deadpool, and I liked it. It was a fun character.
That's exactly what I think of was Deadpool without breaking the third wall.
Yes. Okay, I see that.
Yeah. Because he had the quirkiness about him, and he talked to himself a lot.
Right. So. I guess I'm already saying it here. I really like the book.
Mm-hmm.
I really like the art. This is really good, solid superhero art.
Oh yeah, beautiful art.
For those of you that have read that watched our previous review, this is what I like. So, about another book that released this week. So check that out. Our Constantine review.
Watch our videos.
Yes, but this is very good.
Yeah, I enjoyed this book a lot. I like the quirkiness of it. It was good art. It represented the action very well.
Yes.
And it was beautiful.
So
background's wonderful too.
Yeah. So I'm ready for issue 2.
Yep.
I will definitely we'll be taking a look at that. So it's. It's good. I'm very glad that I read this.
Yep.
Very glad that I read this.
I definitely give it 2 pew-pews up.
Yes, two pistols. We'll give them 2 pistols up. I concur. So, one other thing, I guess, before we wrap up here. I know that you'd mentioned, we were talking about the art. I really like the art. I know you'd mentioned there was one spot on the second or third page where he was looking at a picture.
Yes.
And
the faces do look a little weird. But
Arsenal looks fine.
Yeah, Arsenal's fine.
Red Hood's not. He looks a little different, but not. It's fine. But Starfire definitely has a very strange look on her face.
Their eyes and mouth, and I don't know if you guys.
Yeah, there's no way you can see that from here.
But their eyes and mouth of Starfire and Red Hood are the same. They are the same. And it looks kind of like Arsenal's there, and then they're just kind of. The same face. It's one of those Photoshop where they go and post everybody's faces on the same, except they forgot Arsenal's.
Yeah, left him out. So, but anyway, that was
Yeah.
I chuckled at that earlier.
And I had no problem with that because it was the only section that I could see.
Oh yeah.
That even had any kind of quick sketch, and it was just a photo.
Yeah.
And it was just to get, I obviously knew that was Starfire and that was Red Hood.
Yes. So
I had no problem with that.
Yeah. All right. Any other thoughts?
Pick it up, read it. It's actually really good.
All right.
I'm more of a Marvel man myself, but I've actually enjoyed this one.
Yeah, very good. All right. Well, something that I have neglected to mention in all of our previous videos to this point, if you have read Red Hood and Arsenal, #1, or even any other Red Hood or Arsenal books, Red Hood and the Outlaws,
or just Red Hood Arsenal.
Yep. But particularly if you've read this book, or when you do read this book, share some comments with some of your thoughts in here, with some things that you think maybe were significant about the book that you liked particularly. What did you think about the art and the story, and let us know whether or not you are interested in picking up issue 2, just to kind of get some interaction from you. I think that would be really fun, and I would love to see those comments and read them.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, that'll finish up another episode of Shop Talk down here at Page 3's Game Zone, and we'll see you next time.
Twix, quit ruining my comics.